Beach sky cam.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Lovely.
Isn't that just beautiful? And there she goes, right on down into the mighty blue Pacific. Love seeing that. Never get tired of seeing that, right? Especially when you get the golden blue colors and the post-sunset glow. Then there's this, which to my eyes is even more impressive. You get this flow of the low clouds through the passes. This is basically looking over Government Camp, which is down in the clouds. That's Mount Jefferson, looking south from our sky cam at Timberline Lodge in the beautiful and snowy Mount Hood National Forest. And you can see the Three Sisters off in the distance too. So this really illustrates the strength of the east winds that we have over us and over and through the Cascade Passes. You can see the low clouds here. We were just seeing the edge of those in that time lapse, so they filled in the Columbia Basin today. And the winds were impressive, 63 miles an hour at Crown Point, 53 now at Corbett. That's an update. Troutdale, Portland now nearly 40 mile an hour gusts this evening. We had gusts of nearly 40 in the Fremont Bridge as well. And up in Mount Hood, that weather gauge at the top of the Cascade Express chairlift at Mount Hood Meadows, 70 mile an hour wind gusts earlier today. So it's really been whipping out there. Massive area of high pressure over us in the upper atmosphere, high pressure east of the Cascades in the lower atmosphere. Wind blows from high to low, funnels through the terrain, the gorge, and it just increases that flow. So that's what we've been looking at here over the last couple of days. Oops, we went backwards there. Let's go back to this. So I want to show you the overall pattern here because it really is impressive how strong and how wide, just how large this area of high pressure is. The entire West Coast is under the control of this thing, and it's warm air aloft. We're getting the east wind. It doesn't feel warm because that cool east wind that we have, but it takes a while for this pattern to break down and change. So we'll be with this kind of weather right on through the week. And in fact, the winds will back off a little bit on Wednesday, so we'll warm up a little bit more. Then on Thursday, high pressure comes down basically from the Arctic. It's east of the Continental Divide, so we're not going to get super Arctic cold, but it will be cooler as that east wind increases on Thursday and Friday. We'll see highs in the 40s. As far as rain goes, we get something breaking on through Sunday night or Monday or so to break down this dry weather we have. I don't see a big mountain snow pattern developing just yet, but at least we should get some valley rain out of the deal, and we'll see what happens as we head towards Thanksgiving, right? All right, here's that big area of high pressure. Finally begins to break down after dry weather all week long. And you can see by Sunday and into Monday, the jet stream is aimed at us more directly. We no longer have that big area where there's nothing happening. So that's when storms will be able to break on in. However, going beyond that, it looks like high pressure could reestablish itself. So we'll have to wait and see if that actually evolves. That's getting way out there in time. The models will likely change as we get closer. Our high today was 56, which felt pretty good once you get out of the wind. 57 up at Scappoose. McMinnville and Aurora 58, closing in on 60. And in fact, Salem hit 60. So did North Bend at 61. That was the hot spot in the state. Contrasting the cold spot in the state, which was Lakeview this morning, they dropped to 3 below. So pretty big temperature range across the state of Oregon today. Freezing level 9,200 feet. It is still 45 degrees out there, but it's only the wind that is keeping that temperature elevated. So it still feels very cold if you're in that strong east wind especially. Sunny and mild on the coast, highs near 60, still breezy even out of the beaches. In the valleys, lows will be in the 20s in some spots with highs in the low to mid 50s. We might see Salem sneak up to 57 or 58, maybe 60 again like today. Up in the Cascades, really windy and sunny and windy weather there. So we're not really losing a lot of snow. We're just not gaining any. Central and eastern Oregon, valley fog and low clouds, otherwise clear above those areas, and up in the mountains will be sunny and mild as well. And very windy for the west side of the gorge with those east winds gusting to 50, 55 miles an hour. For Portland, clear and windy tonight and tomorrow. High of about 54. Here's the 7-day forecast. So we don't get into rain until Sunday night. So I guess the good news is it'll be another dry weekend, and we'll start next week off with some rain. But boy, these next few days, pretty amazing.